Headline news most affecting Chilliwack this week. The death of a young Yarrow boy, and it breaks the heart of Chilliwack. The new Metis House opening with a barbecue and a promise to serve the community. Time to mask up on transit and phase 3 of COVID protocol for local sports. Thanks for watching. We are committed to providing local news and news that impacts our local audience from Harrison to Garrison, Greendale to Hope, and everywhere in between, including Agassiz, Cultus Lake, Little Mountain, Fairfield Island, Promontory, Chiacton First Nation, Yarrow, and Five Corners, Chilliwack. Our special guest this week, the Mayor, Ken Popove, Ian Carmichael of the Lions, and a brand new chillTV feature featuring Business and Bruce on the Loose. All right, Chilliwack, let's get started. It was the story that broke hearts. On Tuesday, August 18th, Chilliwack RCMP responding to a report that a tree fell on a group of people walking along Kingfisher Trail in Yarrow. A little 5-year-old boy named Weston, just shy of his 6th birthday, was killed in the freak accident. His family publicly thanked the community for their support. Chilliwack Councillor and Yarrow born and raised resident Jason Lum simply said, "I can't imagine the pain and the anguish. A celebration of life will be held in the future." COVID masks are becoming the norm. They are now mandatory at Walmart, on BC ferries, and this past week, BC Transit has asked riders to don the mask. They will become mandatory next week at the Real Canadian Superstore. Meanwhile, Chilliwack Firefighters Association will be selling masks like the one you see here for a fundraiser, this to help families in Mexico deal with the COVID pandemic. The federal Liberals are rolling out a $37 billion income support plan for workers whose earnings have crashed during the pandemic. The details were released last week and outline what will happen to some 4 million workers receiving the $500 a week Canada Emergency Response Benefit, the CERB. That's set to wind down starting next month. Now, CERB will be extended for another 4 weeks, and a new benefit that pays $400 a week for up to 26 weeks will replace it for those who are ineligible for employment insurance. Now, those who are eligible for EI will get the same minimum for at least 26 weeks and will need to have worked 120 hours to qualify. Now, that is well below current EI requirements, since many Canadians have been unable to work because of the pandemic. There will also be a $500 a week sickness benefit and caregiving benefit for anyone who has to stay home because they are ill or because, well, school or daycare is closed. Last week was the grand opening of the Community Cultural Centre, Metis House. Located on the grounds of Stalo headquarters, Métis business leader Louis DeJagger telling chillTV this project was a long time coming, and now that it's finally open, it will be able to provide business assistance to Métis projects, as well as a tracing service to investigate personal heritage, and if you do qualify for various Métis federal programs. Chilliwack Lions recently helped out the Chilliwack Alano Club with hundreds of dollars worth of cleaning supplies because of COVID. But that's not the only thing that the Lions Club do. We talked to Ian Carmichael about what Lions in Chilliwack are doing and some of their history as well. chillTV's News of the Week continuing with an interview with Ian Carmichael, who is a jack of all trades, but today we're going to be talking about the Chilliwack Dogwood Monarch Lions. And a lot of people don't know the history behind the Lions. I think with Rotary, they started off working with polio kids and such like that. Where did the Lions start off with? What's the history?
Well, Don, the Lions started off as a community service organization in 1907, I believe it was, in Chicago, Illinois, and very rapidly grew into an international organization. At one of the early international conventions of the organization, Helen Keller addressed the group, and she actually challenged Lions to become the Knights of the Blind. And as such, Lions have taken on that challenge for almost a century now, dealing with issues that affect people that have vision impairment. We do cataract surgeries locally here in Chilliwack. The clubs got together and we helped fund some of the equipment that's used that has now made Chilliwack one of the premier sites for cataract surgeries in the Fraser Health region. It's the largest non-governmental organization in the world with over 1.4 million members in more geographical locations than there are countries at the United Nations.
Fast forward to just recently, the Lions helped out the Chilliwack Alano Club as they continued with their financial woes. And that was a major donation when it came to literally PPE and COVID cleaning products.
Well, we were very happy to be able to assist the Alano Club in that, Don. That's what Lions do. We have a very simple motto. It's 2 words: we serve. And when community organizations are looking for help, they can always come and get an ear of a Lion, and we can see what we can do. We have, as our main fundraising project, our online bingo, which has had to evolve over time. We started off working with Shaw, but their production facilities have since been closed in Chilliwack, so we've converted it to an online bingo. That bingo's been in place for more than 20 years now and has created more than $2,000 going back into the community. And that's where that support comes from the community for Lions to help out.
What's next for the Lions? You got another major project on the go?
We've got ongoing projects with my club. We largely support the downtown area. We have partnerships with lots of different organizations within the community. There's no sense trying to reinvent the wheel. We partner with Chilliwack Community Services. Central Elementary School has a very dear place in the heart of our club, and we just carry on. We would like to welcome everybody to check us out on our Facebook page, Dogwood Monarch Lions, or our website, www.dogwoodmonarchlions. And if you would like to get more information, feel free to contact myself or anybody in the club, and we'd be more than welcome to have you come by and say hi.
And a shout out to both Debbie and to Lee for a lot of work they've done, and in particular with the Alano Club, which is very near and dear to my heart. Ian Carmichael, Chilliwack Dogwood Monarch Lions, thanks for stopping by. You are always welcome to come in.
Thank you very much, Don. I appreciate the time, and good luck to everybody.
Thank you. And you're watching chillTV's News of the Week. Still to come on chillTV's News of the Week, a new segment on chillTV, Bruce on the Loose, as we profile businesses in Chilliwack. But first, a regular meeting with the mayor, Ken Popove. chillTV's News of the Week and the segment Council's Corner, Chilliwack City, and our mayor, Ken Popove. Ken, a lot of things on the go. Schools, first off, we're now hearing about a lot of federal and provincial money coming in to the school board to maintain social distancing and cleanliness with COVID. Yep. Your big thing is September the 10th, going back to school and school zone safety.
Just slow down, people. You know, there'll be kids on the streets. There'll be moms with kids on the street. Drivers, those big yellow vehicles with flashing lights, they're carrying kids. When they stop, you have to obey the signs that are there. And it's just, it's that time of the year where it's going to be a little extra busy in school zones, so please take extra caution.
This time last year, one of our executive producers, Barris Carden, and myself, we were out at, I believe it was Vetter Elementary, the first day of school, watching our CMP hand out tickets for people who were literally blowing through the school zone. So big subtle hint if you don't want to get a ticket.
They'll be out there. They'll absolutely be out there, Don. So that's a good segue. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Five Corners. The construction continues. And what else is coming when it comes to detours? I'm watching people not respecting traffic control people and their signs. it's just something that, we got to deal with. But you were saying off air that what we have on Yonge is kind of the tip of the iceberg. We are going to be expecting some more road closures and detours.
Yes, Don, that is correct. As you see, I wore my Proud Downtown T-shirt just to promote the rebirth of downtown, and with that comes some chaos because we are rebuilding the Five Corners intersection, and on Yonge until I think it's Friday or Saturday, it's going to be closed in the northbound lane for the construction work, and I would predict that more lane closures are imminent. We have to take out the old street lamps and street signs and that sort of thing to make it all look diddly-boo, and then of course the paving comes after all that as well. So yeah, just respect the flag people, please. They're out there doing their job, and I know it may take you 30 seconds or a minute more to get to where you're going, but just chill out.
And just an aside on that, as we were talking about revitalization of the downtown, the walk and shop, everybody seemed to be very happy. The store owners that I talked to. Yeah,
it was a good, it was a good program. I thank the chamber for spearheading that, and that's a result that I heard as well. So, with the reopening of the new section of downtown, I truly believe it's just going to transform the shopping experience, eating experience. Although in a COVID time, but as far as construction, it's coming along nicely.
A story that I found fascinating, the Territorial Battalion Group and the combining elements of the 39th Brigade Group. I didn't know we had these guys running around. I thought CFB Chilliwack was long since dead, but you had a really cool tour of a small little base that we can't say is there, but it's there.
Well, it's not actually a base. It's actually training grounds. It's up around the Leemption area. I want to thank Chuck Strahl for the invite, and yeah, that was it was really cool. The structure, the discipline. They're actually having war games up there, if you will. If there's something along that side coming along, they have to practice all this kind of stuff, and I was amazed. Just like I said, I didn't actually exist or know that existed, but it's there, and they're working hard up there.
You should have worn fatigues for this interview, but never mind.
Yeah, I had my flip-flops on. I got beat up for that a little bit, but Chuck said casual, and that's what I did. So
exactly.
It's all good. Yeah.
COVID-19 reminders. The province introducing new measures. There's already been concerns for the BC Hockey League, how they're going to deal with it, the Chilliwack Chiefs, et cetera, et cetera. But these measures, I haven't seen Dr. Bonnie Henry this agitated, but she is pretty much laying down the law. 50 is the magic number. Don't go over it as far as groups. Yeah,
and it's okay to say no. If you're invited out, and if they're not, people in your bubble, so to speak, then just don't go. Keep it, your group's small. If you're outside, that allows you a bit more flexibility, obviously. But, all the indoor stuff, and that's where this stuff is coming from, is the indoor parties that people are getting together and spreading stuff around. So, yeah, she's taken a bit of a different tone, that's for sure. And so is the Attorney General. He's now imposing, some fines, and speaking to our police chief, we may do the same thing here, but so far it's been okay.
Taking it under advisement?
Sure, let's go with that.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
BC Transit, following the lead of a number of places like Superstore, Mark's Work Warehouse and such, you got to wear the mask if you're going to ride the bus. And many are saying this should have happened months ago, but at least it's happening, and you're rather happy about that.
Well, I think it's the right thing to do in that small confined area. The doctor has a strategy, and she's followed it to a T. Yes, I think this was the next thing that was coming down. I heard about this a couple of weeks back, that it was probably going to be imposed, and I know there's some large box stores now that are doing the same sort of thing. So, you know, if you can't keep your distance from people, put a mask on. That's just the right thing to do.
And I should touch on water safety. We had a close call last weekend, again, at Cultus Lake. If you are, I guess we could say, if you're not a strong swimmer, you know, put your toe in the water and that's about it.
Yeah, and I would fit in that category, Don. I'm not a strong swimmer, so that's why I have a pool in my backyard that's only 48 inches deep, and I'm good to go. But for sure, you know, there are some people that you know, feel that they can swim across the lake to the other side, what have you, and that lake will swallow you up. And
exactly.
you know, it's happened a couple times here, up in Harrison as well, and you know, just it's a safety issue, and if you don't feel comfortable doing it, just don't do it.
Chilliwack Mayor Ken Popove on Council's Corner, Chilliwack City. Thanks again for spending some time with us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And you're watching chillTV's News of the Week. Athletes throughout British Columbia will be able to engage in more organized sport activities and some competitive play as the province moves to Phase 3 of the Return to Sport guidelines, and that includes groups like Chilliwack FC. Under Phase 3 of the Return to Sport, amateur sport activities can be involved with additional training opportunities, modified games and matches, as well as league play and competitions, all within COVID guidelines. Chilliwack Jets had a very successful first annual golf tournament at the Chilliwack Golf Club, and even though it rained, everybody had a great time. This came as the Jets started their first ever main camp. The team continued to look for billets for their players, and they are still hoping to start their first ever regular season on September 29th. Racing fans have had it tough this year due to COVID. While Agassiz Speedway have been able to race without crowds in the stands and live streaming their events, they've had an advantage over Mission Raceway. Agassiz is made up of volunteers. Mission, not quite as cut and dried. They've had to actually shut down their season, and they simply can't pay the bills, let alone try to race with fans and keep them in a social distance in the stands. So Mission Raceway had to shut her down for the year. They are expected to have a full schedule in 2021.
It's Bruce on the loose. Come on, let's go check one out today. There it is. We have the location for the Olive Junction right on the corner of Keith Wilson and Vetter Road in Garrison Village. Let's go. All right, we've arrived at the Olive Junction. Here we are in lovely Garrison. Come on in, let's see what's in here. I mean, look at the selection in here. It's like incredible. Look at all these vinegars and oils. It's like, wow, I am overwhelmed at this. Samantha and Curtis, tell us why you do this and how long have you been here? Give us a little bit of your story.
Well, we've been in Garrison Village since December 2018, but this journey actually began about 10 years ago to a trip that I made down in Fairfield, Bellingham. And that was my first oil and vinegar experience. And it just catapulted us into what is possible with food and what's possible with oil and vinegar.
You're not just oils, you're not just vinegars. Tell me more. What's going on here?
We actually have our own artisan foods line, and it's our own private label. So a lot of this stuff is actually small batch, local harvest.
I did see on the counter espresso flavored balsamic vinegar. Wow! Like what? Can I get a buzz off that?
Yeah, I think you can actually. Yes. No, it's a great balsamic vinegar. My wife actually uses it in chili. It's great from cheesecake to chili.
Yeah, so actually because it's seasonal, I figured we'd hook you up with one of our top sellers right now, which is our toasted coconut balsamic vinegar, and paired it with our California lime olive oil. So we put the lime in the coconut for you.
Let's see. Wow. Wow. This is good.
Yes.
Wow. It's like drinking concentrated wine, only, you know, with coconuts in it.
Yeah, there's no alcohol.
Here we go with the olive oil. This is fantastic. It's like, who knew you could get the variety of this stuff put into a tiny little bit of olive oil, you know? Thank you, Curtis and Samantha. This was awesome. Hey, when you're out shopping and you've got an amazing meat or fish or whatever, this is the place. Once you've got your food in hand, come down here and ask them questions.
Chill TV weather, the end of August with mild temperatures and a slight risk of summer rain. The highs in the mid-20s. Not as warm as, say, 10 days ago. If you would like to participate in reporting news in Chilliwack and you have a story you think we should know about, send us a note to news@chilltv.ca. We'd love to hear from you. That's the news this week. I'm Don Lehn.